Hi guys, my name is Zach Bush and I'm going to show you a few keyboard shortcuts that are very helpful while in Photoshop, and I wish I would have known these when I first started, so I want to share them with you. First off, we have how to hide your palettes. If you just press tab on the keyboard, it hides all the palettes that are open. So if you have, let's say, a whole bunch and it's kind of like all busy and you just want to see your actual canvas, you just hit tab on your keyboard. Full screen view, if you just hit F on the keyboard, and you keep on hitting it, it's going to actually go to everything is gone from your view, even your palettes, and you can just keep on hitting F and it returns it back to the original view that you had it. And now quickly zooming in and out. If you hold down Z on your keyboard, see how it shows my magnifying glass when I do that? So if I hit, actually I'm going to go back to my move tool. I don't want to hit it once because that will actually change it to the actual magnifying zoom tool, but I just want to hold down Z and then zoom in and out. As long as you have scrubby zoom on, you can do this. If you don't, you can just turn it on. So I'm just going left and right, and that's zooming in and out while holding down Z. If I let go of my mouse button and then let go of Z, it actually jumps back to the move tool, the original tool that I was on before I held down Z on the keyboard. So I'm going to zoom back out, fit it to screen by hitting Control 0. And actually I'm going to hold down Z again and click and drag just to zoom in. Now if I want to move around my canvas because I can't see everything and I just want to see a section, I'm going to hold down spacebar and you can move it around however you want. And then if you want to go back out, hold down Z, drag to the left, and then just to position it again to the center, Control 0. So that's how you move around in your canvas with the space bar. How to duplicate a layer. I want to just duplicate. Now you can duplicate groups by holding down Alt with your move tool. Hold down Alt and see how it does the duplication icon on your mouse. You can duplicate a layer or a group, right? That I'm going to undo that, Control Z, and I'm going to expand this. If I just want to duplicate a layer, I can select that layer, hold down Alt, and it duplicates it. There you go. I'm going to undo that. And next we have, oh, this one's really awesome. So it's very helpful if you're a digital painter as well. Very useful tool. I'm going to just go to my background because I don't want to have it on a group. I want to show up, have my brush show up and see the circle there. That's the brush size. Now if I hold down Alt and right click, you can see that the brush is adjusting its size. And if I want to change the hardness of this, actually let me turn up my opacity real quick. And since I'm on my brush, that leads me into the next thing, but I'm just going to move it up to 100% by just hovering over the opacity and adjusting the slider. Now, I'm going to hold down Alt again. There we go, it's 100% now. And I'm doing left and going from left to right. Going right increases it, going left decreases. And if I want to change the hardness of this, I can go up and down. So if I'm going up, that's 100% or 0% hardness. If I go down all the way, it's 100% hardness. So you can just play with this very quickly with any tool here. So you can do it with, let's say, the eraser tool. You can do the same thing, or the, let's say, the patch healing tool. You can do it with any tool you want as long as it has adjustable sizes of that actual tool itself. Okay, so that's how you change the hardness of the brush and the size. Now let's do the adjusting the opacity, just using the keyboard, or the 1, 2, 3, 1 through 9 and 0, or 1 through 0 on the keyboard. So if I am on, let's say I'm on my brush and I go here to my background, and now I'm like, well, let's just make a new layer real quick. It's see this opacity, it says 100%. And let's just paint in, I don't know, it's black right here. So now I want to adjust the opacity of this. And if I start hitting on the keyboard, like 1, 2, 3, nothing nothing's going on. I'm not changing anything because I'm actually on my brush tool still. So it's actually changing the opacity of the brush itself. So if I paint in here, now it's 40%. I don't want to be on the brush. I want to go on my move tool. And now let's hit 1, 2, 3. Let's go through 1, 3. Let's just start hitting the numbers on the keyboard. And let's watch this. So if I hit 1, it changes to 10%, 2, 20%, 3, and so on and so on. And you can do, actually, if you hit them fast enough in between, like I just did there, if you'd hold down like say 5 and 8, it changes it to 58%. Or like 1 and 2, it changes to 12%. If you want to go back to 100, you can say 1, 0, wait a second, and hit 0 again, and it changes it back to 100%. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that guy. And where were we? Let's talk about, opening the color pickers. So let's go back to my brush, our brush, and if we want to change the color and not have to go over here to the color picker, all we have to do is hold down Shift, Alt, and then right click, and that opens up the color picker. So you can actually drag, and I'm not letting go of my mouse button. And once I'm happy, I can say, okay, we're there. I have my color, and I can start painting and everything like that. So that is Shift, Alt, and right clicking. Hold down the right mouse button while you do that. And then this is pretty neat. If you want to go to, let's say, the eyedropper. So I'm gonna hit I on the keyboard, and I'm just gonna move this down a little bit so you can see my desktop. And let's say I want to select this color out here. I'm gonna hold down the left mouse button and not let go. And there we go. I let go after I got out of my out of Photoshop, and see how the color picker changed. I'm going to do that again. So I'm trying to select these colors, and I can select out here, and it's changing. It's selecting the green of my background. So that's an easy way. If you have a picture on the online and stuff you want to sample from, you can go ahead and do that. And then let's go to the last thing. Let's say I have two windows open right now. I have flowers and the keyboard shortcuts file. So if you have a lot of different files, I mean, it's easy to just click them right here and go back and forth. But if you had, like, let's say 10 and you wanted to just search through them really quickly, hold down Control Tab, and that shuffles through any Photoshop file that's open currently. I only have 2 open, so I can just jump back and forth between these 2. And that is it. So yeah, if you have any keyboard shortcuts that you really like, feel free to share them in the comments below. And if you like this cheat sheet looking thing and would like to have a copy, you can go to my website, zachbush.com, and sign up to receive this and other things like stock images or Photoshop files and things like that. All right, take care, and I'll see you next week.